Welcome back to the magnificent city of Katowice in Poland for live coverage of ESL One Katowice. It's day number 2. We're about to get into our first match of the day, and we've got a good one for you as well. If you aren't hyped for more Dota between these two teams as a knockout match, then get out of here already. It's Newbee versus Na'Vi, and our panel members are ready, set, go for the first draft of the day. Capitalist, Blitz, and Purge are joining me at the desk. Gents, are you as excited by this game as I am? Because I am really looking forward to this one.
Why, Paul?
Because look at both the teams. It's a knockout game. One of them goes home, one of them goes through. It's Na'Vi's chance to prove man wrong. Prove the evil Blitz wrong, that they are a good team and they deserve to be in this title championships.
You know, William, there was a bet that Fog took. He said that if EG lose to Infamous, he would shave his head.
Really?
Yes, I think you should do the same thing.
No. I've got a different one. If Na'Vi beats Newbee, will you dye your hair yellow like Lil?
Yes, I like it a lot. We approve of this.
If they 2-0, I will. Okay, I'll cross my tip.
No, not consider. Not consider.
If they 2-0, then
if Na'Vi 2-0 Newbee.
If Na'Vi 2-0 Newbee, then yes, I will
dye your hair yellow.
I will dye my hair yellow.
Lil.
Sure, why not?
Let me translate that into stats.
Yeah,
in his head, he thinks there's like less than a 5% chance that Na'Vi 2-0.
Oh man, I really need this to go.
Okay, hold on. Let me just. Dendy, there's a lot riding on this now, more than you know. Please play well.
So I saw him in the him and Lil, and we're friendly. I don't hate Na'Vi at all. And
I know you don't.
He said he's gonna watch the VOD to see if I rooted for him, and I just
now we know.
Blatantly went against him.
This is about Dendy, Blitz.
Maybe you just really want to dye your hair yellow.
Wait, can I get the option of shaving Na'Vi into my head instead?
No, I want to see the yellow.
You don't. I could do the Na'Vi into the head.
Because that actually grows out. That goes away so quickly. I want to see the full-on yellow top.
How long do I have to do it for? One event?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and then I can cut it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done with that.
I'll
frost the tips.
Oh, you have to keep it?
Kevin, do you feel the urge to join in this kind of bet?
Not really.
Okay.
I just liked how Will qualified it. He's like 2-0, and then he qualified again, and then I'll maybe do it. It was just like qualified to qualify.
No.
I'll do it.
No,
if it's a 2-0,
he's going to do it.
I was expecting him to say, like, and if both of those are stubs, too. Like, I thought he was really going to narrow it down as much as possible.
In 17 minutes.
Yeah. I am really nervous right now.
Using gyro. Right, you should be.
You guys should know that William does not like dyed hair.
No.
I do not.
That is why I posed this. That's why I refuse to do the shaved Na'Vi in the side of your head.
Nobody's watching. They won't hold me to this.
Dendy's heard, and he's already thrilled. Look,
there should be another qualification that you have to, when you work out, well, with the shave tips, you have to work out in front of a mirror the whole time.
Yeah.
So you have
to remind myself of the shame.
So you have to look at it constantly.
So
look at Lil. You look like that.
Oh, that's horrible.
That's gotta be. That's how it's gonna be.
That is not good.
Lil is literally a trendsetter right now.
I am. See, now you're going to make me root. Like, when you ask me my prediction, I'm going to say, Newbee.
Okay, let's turn our attention towards the draft, which is moments away. Kevin, what are you expecting from the two teams?
I think Newbee just has to be a little bit more careful about lane out plays and maybe some kind of forced aggression out of Na'Vi, like, because Newbee does have that flavor of Chinese style that's not super traditional in that they do go a little bit out of normal comfort zones, but they have to make sure that their lane matchups are decent. That way they don't get outplayed like they did in the King Win game. And like you said, Na'Vi has some aggressiveness that maybe they'll play poorly against. So as long as they ensure that doesn't happen, they can take home at least one win, and then Will won't have to dye his hair. So
please. Well, we're hoping the other way, but I like the fact that you're with Will on this. Cap, what did you make of LeBron's debut yesterday? Hard to tell, I know, because it's just one game, but it was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was
solid enough.
Fine enough. I don't remember anything that really stood out to me. Outside of that, though, I have casted a lot of LeBron's games. Will and I both did a lot of grind in those tier 2, tier 3 teams, and LeBron was through all of those. I think I counted up. He's had like 9 teams over the last like 3-4 years or something like that. So the man is definitely like grinded through all of this and is now. He's now finally at a big event, and I'm excited for him in that regard.
Yeah, me too. I mean, the guy's 27. It's not often that we talk about a 27-year-old breaking into a tier 1 team and having a shot at being a top professional. And I think that says a lot about the fact that he's put a lot of hard work in over the years.
I'm 27.
Old, isn't it?
Yeah, but you kind of made it. Yeah, I mean, you're here. You're sort of here.
Watching other people make money.
Yeah. My coattails are long enough.
Hey, there it is.
To put a little context, though, we haven't talked about this. Na'Vi did lose to Effect in their recent DAC qualifier, and Effect is already out of the tournament. So I do want to put some context in. I know we're all like, hey, Navi can do this, and Newbee's a little inconsistent and everything, but I'm actually going back on my 60-40. I actually think it's more like 75-25.
Oh, that's
like
really one-sided.
Like maybe 70-30, actually. Maybe that's a little too deep. But like Navi did not look like a good team in their qualifier leading into this event. And they had an okay, but best of one. But in the end, Fnatic, I think, had pretty good control of that game.
Yeah.
And I also thought they had a better draft as well, which makes me feel more pessimistic about Navi.
Yeah, additional context as well. They were an invite here. Because obviously people will be like, well, they qualified for it. Well, no, they didn't. Because they were a direct invite. So, yeah. Good to have that in there. First pick bounty for Navi.
I love when they put Dendi on camera, though.
Very animated
He's trying to tell everyone in the... He was saying yesterday that they all look really miserable when they're on camera, so he's now trying to make sure they all smile. If you see him, he points at them, and he kind of then points at his face.
You smile now.
Yeah, you smile now, yeah.
I wonder how Dendi and Lil get along together.
I think
because I feel like they're I feel like they're a little bit opposites, you know? Like Lil's kind of edgy and kind of emo sometimes. He's a cool guy, and Dendi's just like happy-go-lucky, you know?
Yeah, no, I think it's a nice. I think it's a nice start. I hope some of that happiness spreads.
So this is one of the first times that we've actually seen Omni not banned in the first phase.
And it's an Omni Razor.
Razor. Somebody got crushed with that recently.
Yeah.
EG versus Cole. They did it game 1 and
Bounty Beast.
And usually both of the counter to each other, right? Like one guy picks Omni, you picked Razor to lane against him. So they're able to 1-2 it.
Although Moon Meander recently tweeted that Omni counters Razor. Like the laning phase sucks, but who cares?
Are you surprised they didn't perhaps go for that Rubik second pick rather than the Bounty?
No, I think Bounty Hunter is
the better version of the Omni.
And I think I personally do not like Rubik Bounty Hunter as a duo. It's very low damage.
No damage, no team fight.
Yeah,
exactly.
Even though it's a really good counter for the Omni.
Yeah, it's like sometimes you have to consider, like you have to go past just the one-to-one matchups in that regard. And also Rubik, like, what do you do against Razor? You know,
yeah, nothing
really there.
You need damage against both those heroes.
Yeah.
I do like Beastmaster as a hero. I was telling Cap that I think Beastmaster, I played like 4 or 5 games with and against it, and it feels incredible.
The 402 build, man.
Yeah,
and they've got an enabler. That's the thing that I really like, is that when you run Beastmaster in the offlane, you need to have an enabling support to really bring out his true power.
That can like show up and just give you a little gank potential.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Helps you get a kill. Yeah.
I was like, who beats Tiny one-on-one? I was in a pub and I was against PPD and he first picks Beastmaster and my guy picks Tiny. He's like, I'm watching me crush him. He was really confident about him and he got destroyed.
Picks Tiny against the guy that does a physical nuke.
Yeah, of course. He was like some rank like 300 guy that was talking a lot in all chat to PPD, and you know then PPD just levels Axe's level 1, rushes face boots, and just right clicks him nonstop from the get-go. And I was just like, okay, what do you do against that?
Yeah,
he's got 0 armor.
Yeah, we tried ganking for him, and Beastmaster has like 1200 health. Yeah. It's not gonna happen.
That being said, this is not the same matchup that he's facing, right? He's gonna be facing up against a Razor, very difficult for any offlaner.
Come on, Newbee.
This is certainly not going to be a laning phase win for this Beastmaster, most likely. But he can at least get some pretty decent CS off of Axes. They're relatively cheap. He can get a Soul Ring as well.
Really depends what supports they pick, though. I mean, Navi's focused really heavily on support banning, Disruptor, Naga, and Sand King already. So Newbee hasn't picked a single one yet. So I think it depends a lot on those when it comes down to how good of a time Beastmaster will have. Is there any purpose or is there any need to draft specifically around countering Bounty Hunter, or do teams just focus on like making sure you have better team fight or something?
You just have better team fight and you make sure that you have good catch. Because the thing about Bounty Hunter is he makes everyone so fast. Like, it's pretty obnoxious.
I do like Rubik a lot as a pairing with Razor though, just because not only do you have a disable, but it's positional, so you can help Razor get more static link off.
Yeah, you get him nice and close to that Zap Purge, and static link is just going to last a really long time. Noxious for anybody.
What do you take as Navi if you need a 5 position right now? Do you take Shaman? They got crushed by it yesterday.
I don't think I like Shaman against Razor that much.
As ever, my eyes fail me and I can't see all the bans.
Ancient Apparition, you do have a hard disable coming out from your offlaner, so you can get a little greedy in that regard.
Yeah, you need some damage and some team fight, so I thought Shaman would have been good. That Shaman did work yesterday. Who was that? It was DJ?
Yeah, DJ played it and somebody else did too.
Yeah. DJ dominated.
LeBron's favourite fives right now, Sankin, Clock, Spirit.
I don't think you want to do Earthspear with Bounty. It's kind of the same sort of hero in terms of roam potential.
You can get a little greedy because Bounty Hunter can oftentimes play the 5 position because of how much gold he gets, but you don't necessarily, like, usually it's a greedier, like, range sort of hero. You don't overlap in the same
He has played it as a 5.
And that is exactly the kind of hero that can be greedy, right?
Yeah, Secret is most known for picking like the high damage nuke 4 position, and YapzOr plays it, like either Zeus or Sky, but there's not a lot of other teams that play it usually. But it works great if you pair it with a stunner, and so Beastmaster plus Sky is almost always a kill as long as Sky has a decent amount of levels. Late game it's not as good, and it's certainly counterable by Omni Knight, throwing a repel on anybody, or even a heal can offset a lot, but this could work pretty well, potentially. Especially with track gold, could accelerate him a little further.
Yeah. Newbee take one of the better ways to deal with Bounty Hunter. Good initiation, better team fight. He can gap close.
Tell you what though, they're 3-10 since 707 with Earthspear at Newbee.
Ooh, that's rough.
Can't hate about a Kaka or Spirit though.
Yeah, I have a lot of faith in Kaka playing just about any hero. So,
what do we think about SF here for Na'Vi?
he is banned. So,
Damn,
unlikely.
First 3.
Yep.
Yeah, it is Dendy's most picked hero in the last 3 months. Has played an awful lot of SF.
I think they need more fight.
What about like a Queen of Pain or something? Is that safe against Rubik or?
Quap's kind of
Earthspear?
annoying to play against Rubik and Earthspear because of the instant lift.
I guess they wouldn't have enough. They wouldn't have enough like sustainable damage maybe against something like Razor as well. So maybe Void here makes more sense. It's not bad with Track as well. He kind of lacks kill power without Chronosphere, but Track could make a big difference there.
Void plus Sky is a kill anywhere.
That's true.
And I really love the hard lockdown initiation when you're going up against an Omni Knight, because Omni Knight doesn't give you an initiation himself, but he always outdoes you when it comes to sustain. So I think it's always just better to focus on being able to win the first 3 seconds of a fight.
This will be a crystallized Void.
Yeah, it works both ways though. It's like if you chrono and they just pop GA, you're just sitting there. You feel really bad. But it is probably going to be a crystallized Void.
But that's why it's nice to have a large magic damage nuke to be able to follow up a Chronosphere, right?
Yeah.
Against this Omni.
It works well against Razor in lane potentially because he should be able to jump out of Link range. He can also time dilation is really good this game, especially against like Omni heal. Like stopping that for you let him cast one of those in a team fight and leave it at that could be really nice too. I feel like Void is actually a really good pick here.
I kind of like your Quap suggestion.
I'm okay with it now, yeah. Now that there's a Void.
They need damage. They really...
Yeah, you just got to pop full.
They need burst.
They could use more Disable, like, because outside of Chronosphere and Roar, they basically have nothing.
I think it's a okay-ish amount of team fight.
Either that or Death Prophet, maybe?
They need something... I think DP is okay, because you would almost win any 2-on-2 lane.
Yeah.
It's like you have DP plus Bounty Hunter, you're pretty comfortable. And I know that Dendy especially is a player that really likes having a decent lane. Like he's not one of those supers that's just like, whatever. Yeah, I'll deal with it.
Your AoE silence is good follow-up to a lot of this initiation from Na'Vi, and you don't really care about the Razor and the way he interacts with your damage.
She's pretty fast too. But sick call, Kevin. They do end up taking the claw.
Nice.
It's faster hero, like conceptually.
It's amplified by Sky as well. Can move around and benefit from bounty scouting and ganks better.
Yeah. That's what I mean by, like, he can match the pace. You need a mid hero that can run with the bounty, which is why Secret often pick like less track. You just have this early game dominator that matches the speed of Bounty Hunter. Like you just go around getting kills together.
Also really negates Earthspear roam too. So in a lot of ways, Quap is really good there.
So if you're Newbee, do you take DP?
What about DK? Like, don't you just focus on being able to survive through the initiation?
You're gonna get. It's gonna hurt though.
You'd have to buy a hood, and then afterwards you'd have to get a BKB. I don't know if that's the better solution.
DP is pretty tanky. You can take like the Magic Rest talent
and just build typical int items. I like that idea.
She's okay against the dual lane too. You can take like I'd be okay with like Dusa too.
Yeah, I agree. They need like a tanky mid that's fairly survivable on her own, and she'll have Omni to back her up. That should be enough to keep her alive.
I'm okay with Omni or
DK.
Okay, it is DK.
Still DK. I guess they still have an Omni. Like they can protect it. I guess it doesn't just have to be hood.
BKB. Yeah, he doesn't. I don't think he needs hood. Gets an earlier BKB.
Yeah, that could be enough.
How confident are you with keeping your original hair?
We're staying a brunette. Let's go, Newbee.
Okay, all right. Cap, are you equally confident that he's not going to have to paint his hair yellow?
Yeah, I actually really like Newbee's lineup for the most part.
Okay.
Yeah, just all these cores. I think they're going to have a really good chance of being able to survive through this initiation.
Okay. Kevin, very quickly.
Yeah, I like Navi's draft, but I think Newbee's counters what they want to do. They want to keep people alive through burst.
Okay, well, there's a lot riding on this, not least of which just other people's hair as well. And why don't we check in with our commentary team who don't have any yellow hair on the line and say good morning to Fogged and Toby1. Hello, gents.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm willing not to put my hair on the line for this
right,
game.
I was going to ask, and I felt
Yeah.
like it might have been a bit of a weird thing to ask you at this time in the morning if you wanted more yellow hair, but I guess you're kind of a Na'Vi fan anyway, right?
Oi, no.
I mean, I used to play for a Na'Vi too,
Well,
so
you've played for every team, Fogg. That doesn't count.
Navi loses Toby
That's
Paul's just mean.
That's just
I'm telling you,
brutal.
dude, Paul's just mean to me.
Welcome to the
Brutal.
show this morning, Fogg. How's your back?
It's good.
Is it all right?
It's
okay,
recovering.
all right,
It's
good, good
I'll
stuff.
be all right.
Hopefully Toby can carry you through the first game.
He's got me.
I will be there for Fogged, unlike you, Red, who's just seemed to be a huge dick to him.
He
But don't
is.
worry, Fogged. Now, this is the nice room. You have the banter panel where everyone's just like, oh, let's get Blitz to dye his hair, which I think we should actually send out for the hair dye already.
You think so?
No, no.
I think he
no,
might be.
no.
I think he might be safe. He also hedged his bets, just like I did. You know, they're calling me out saying that I made this bet against Infamous about my hair. I hedge my bets always. I say they have to 2-0 because if you say they have to just win the series, that's a risk, man.
Yeah, yeah. Na'Vi 2-0ing this, I'm just not so certain about. Like, you saw how happy I was when we saw the Newbee draft coming out. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to get my Kaka Spirit. Always remember his wonderful Aegis steal around Roshan and his great play. Faith on a Rubik. You've got KP on the stable Omni Knight for the off lane. Mugi's Razor and then SCCC. Not as flashy a hero, but the DK, he'll make it work. It's just so stable all
It
around.
is.
Like that was the thing the panel were bringing up. It was unstable lanes kind of gave a draft error to Newbee and pushed them into a position like this elimination game. Now they seem to have corrected this mistake.
Na'Vi picked some pretty strong lanes. I think what they're trying to accomplish here is to go for those lane punishing heroes. Kaka actually rolls forward and takes the room from Dendi, so it looks like Newbee should be able to claim 3.
Newbee will claim 3. Yeah, KP just brute forced against both LeBron and Crystallize, but help is here. Lil rotated over. KP doesn't have another heal.
He buys 3 TPs, so now he's got 4 TPs. He didn't want to lose any gold.
Why 3 TPs? Because it's stick queued up right there.
He didn't have enough for the stick.
Okay.
He was just shy of it because you get that. You know, they got 3.
Oh,
so
they're going to have a crack at General, interrupting this pull. Rolling boulder forward. General just starts his TP. The damage with the creep wave will not be enough. So we'll double stack the wave. Mugi's actually pulling it back behind the tier 1 tower. So he'll actually end up having a double wave push on the bottom lane now.
Let's
And
see if they
Mugi
can,
burning consumables.
let's see if they can actually manipulate the second wave on the side of Newbee. But Beastmaster should be able to get something down here now. So yeah, I think Na'Vi, what they're trying to do in this one is absolutely just punish lanes. Lil is already level 2 on a Bounty Hunter, which is, I mean, that's like the dream.
Yep.
It's 1 minute in, you got a level 2 coming out on him already. Well,
Yes, rolling in, the dream. Is it a nightmare? No, Lil, as the dust, slow him down. SCCZ needs a little bit more damage. They can't come under the tower. Then he's not that healthy to help him out either, but that sentry was just a little bit too far back, trying to both D-ward as well as catch out the Bounty Hunter.
They've got low kill potential unless he pushes forward until they get some more levels on Dragon Knight and Spirit. But yeah, I think Newbee's draft, it's more like a well-rounded. You look at it, it's like they've got team fight, they've got more of this. You look at Navi's, they're a lot more dependent on in the laning phase doing really well, and then they're super dependent on Chronosphere. They really don't have any stuns beside Beastmaster and Void Chrono. It's very limited.
That was so nice from General. He threw out his wild axes and pulled the creep wave, like the set of Tormentors. It was only just a little bit they pulled him off, but it was enough to make sure that Radiant Creep Wave didn't aggro onto it. But now Newbee, they body him out.
They don't want him to get this big wave experience. He got some of it, but they're doing a great job of zoning him
Static link.
away.
You still got the telekinesis hold. There's going to be a lot of damage stolen. Plus, you've still got the Fade Bolt level 1 for that extra bonus damage to kill him off if they can. The boar is down. There goes your Fade Bolt. And one more attack from Mugi will do it. General will die underneath the tier 1 tower.
I think it was actually really smart of Mugi to start with boots this game, instead of like your traditional Sage's Mask or whatever other thing that you want to start, like Wraith Band, etc. Just having those early boots to match the Beastmaster is great.
His rolling boulder got him in time. He's going to be here to kill off the courier.
Oh,
he actually takes it out. He grabbed the invis rune, then rolling balled it up. And Dandy just never saw it coming. There's no Dire Observer Ward there. The Dire Observer Ward's actually really deep in the Radiant jungle, so they don't see any kind of rotation from that ES. I actually wonder why they have that ward so deep.
The Bounty's just trying to snipe couriers, and he's trying to see movements, is what that would tell me, but Kaka, that's so devastating losing a courier here. It's like they're going for lane dominance, and now they just lost a massive swing of it. Dandy's now gonna not be able to really pressure SCCC, and you can't really pressure Dragon Knight anyway anymore, but having that second null with Bounty Hunter rotations allows you to at least somewhat do that. But now he can't. No courier. Sad Dandy.
Troublesome for him, but Navi's still getting some decent stuff out of the lane. Always a good thing when Crystallize is able to get CS, and the Omni Knight hasn't pushed him out of it. Time Walk, a great way of dealing with any kind of purification damage. And KP's actually holding his third point for the moment. I'm interested to see, okay, he's going to go 1 point repel. So
General bottom again.
Again. Pick up, control. That's a level 2 static link, so heavy damage there for Mugi. 112 stolen for General's 200 life. But he's got the movement speed to get away. That ball caused problems.
Yeah, he started with boots as well on the Beastmaster. So he's just 5 movement speed faster than Razor for now. Oh, Bounty Hunter, or Beastmaster picking up bounty runes. So satisfying.
It's even nicer when Kaka's able to find 2 bounty runes and push himself up to 2 1/3 level. Lil, talking about how quickly he got his level 2. He's still at level 2, but having a double damage rune, get the seal off, try and slow down KP, and they have enough damage to get through him. So goodbye to the offlaner of Newbee. Second kill now in for Na'Vi.
Both sides are punishing the offlane really hard. Navi's having to commit 3 heroes, 3 resources though, so Kaka's kind of running around the map. He's still a bit low level, but they're maximizing in their safe lane. You see Faith is almost level 4 on this Rubik already because of the way that they're handling bottom lane. Razor's at level 5 too. So they're giving full solo experience pretty much to Razor while Faith just pulls General now. Putting some pressure.
Trying to have a crack at him. Difficult to keep this up when Mugi wants to rotate over. There's that one dire creep that gave the vision of Razor. They weren't so scared about that. There's that Akuria snipe attempt from Lil.
He's trying, but...
yeah, he's just a little bit too slow. The Observer Ward didn't scout out that movement of the Courier from bottom lane.
He still takes 2 hits to kill it.
Rolling ball to Kaka, if he can get the kick and control onto General, then they have more than enough time to kill him off. 147 points of damage. They got to be drained out of the Beastmaster. So the punishment continues for the poor offlaners.
Very hard lane for Beast. Razor just that absolute lane dominator, bullier.
This vision from Lil is perfect.
He watches
Watching Kaka coming in, so yeah, they can get rid of 1, the Observer Ward, and 2, they're able to ensure there's no gank from on Dandy by Kaka.
They're trying to make the gank set up onto Dandy when SCCC hits 6. You see that even gets the level 5 Dragon Tail.
Lil doesn't want the battle. Grabs the rune instead. Switches the other sides of the river.
He wants that courier so bad.
He can't get it.
Can't get it. Takes 2 hits.
Needs just a little bit more, but where's... okay, so fresh obs coming in. Dandy and Lil's going to shrine up. There's no real ganking. Again, they're going on General. Mugi's in very deep.
Dandy could come look at bottom here when they do overextend like that. He does have Sonic Wave available.
But he walks right underneath the Radiant Observer Ward, so Newbee know exactly what's coming in. So if he blinks in further forward, they're going to be in trouble. There's dust available over on Kaka, so they find the Bounty Hunter, reveal him up. Lil just gets Fate bolted down. There goes your Sonic Wave. It'll kill off Kaka. Mugi wants to run away, but he cannot do so. Crystallize with the rotation in. Chronosphere's up the Razor.
He just hit 6. I love when Voids do that. It's you hit your 6, you move to the enemy safe lane and use your Chrono instantly. No real point in holding it, especially if he's going to be going for this like Battle Fury build. He wants to be able to stay aggressive in the laning phase so that he can get that scaling item later on.
And instantly Newbee try and get the best counter they can. Dragon Form pop by SCCC, and he's trying to force down that mid-tier 1 tower in the absence of Dandy.
Yeah. We've seen like the DK versus Puck matchup a lot, and DK versus Quap this is exactly what happens. Quap relies a little bit more on rotations to get ahead, and as soon as that happens, Dragon Knight punishes. Lil, he's going for Courier. 1 hit, 2 hit. They did not actually...
yeah, they didn't fortify it, but Kaka's on the way down. But he has no detection on Lil. Had the dust available, didn't want to actually pop it.
So both sides are now trying to make their offlaners a bit more happy. General goes top, since they already made the natural rotation from Void, and he still has cooldown on TP.
It's maybe a little bit easier for KP to battle.
Yeah, definitely. They're both going to catch up quite a lot here. KP is going to be the winner up here, though. Someone's level 6.
Lil's giving so much information, rolling boulder forward. LeBron, does he survive this? The kick will be a stray, but it won't matter when you're able to get that static link and telekinesis combination off. But Lil was sitting on 3 of the heroes of Newbee. They saw everything, yet Na'Vi still lose the Skywrath.
He's giving good information, but they're, especially in those situations, they can't get punished by it. It's way too costly.
Crystallize is TPing up towards top. He wants to try and fight. Has the time walk available. Took a lot of damage on the bottom, so KP almost happy just to walk this one off. Won't take much damage. Still has those raindrops available, so LeBron trying to get a little bit more pop damage, and they have it, do they? With the purification, support is there from Dendi. And he'll actually kill Secure onto KP.
All 5 heroes on the top side of the map from Na'Vi.
Feels like a little bit of overcommitment in for this. Now Mugi and Faith do the work on the bottom. Kaka soaking up experience in mid. And DK is actually rotating bottom as well.
It's a bit of an overcommit, but I think Dendi he really wanted that last hit. Like, he already had a regen rune anyway. It's not like mid tower is getting threatened. He can't make the move bottom just yet. They kind of need both their Void Chronosphere as well as the Quad Ulti if they want to respond to those tower pushes. And they might even continue bottom. SCCC does have ulti available.
Yeah, and General's not really in any kind of position to defend against him, so yeah, chip damage into the tier 2 tower on bottom. Crystallize is ready to fight up on top. Chronosphere is available.
How are the levels doing? So level 5 on the Rubik, same level as the Beastmaster. They need Skywrath to set up for those kills with the Chronosphere constantly.
SCC is TPing back in towards the mid. Yeah, Dendi, you don't want any part of that.
Mid tower is very low too, so if they bring like one more hero here, they should be able to easily claim that one. But he's actually just rotating toward top. They're expecting a dive.
Crystallize is still pushing this. KP gonna try and force him all away from the tower. There's a creep wave chasing LeBron off to the side.
They have that deep ward that you were talking about earlier on the left side. Lil actually replaced it, so they see the SCCC rotation and they halt their aggression.
Yeah, good information for Na'Vi.
Yeah, I mean, Lil's been absolutely giving great information across the map. He's actually placed like the same wards twice back-to-back on the enemy side. And he's gone for Wraith Band on the Bounty Hunter. It's been intriguing.
It's when you start to wonder, like, well, you can't do the rookie build.
No, I think he just maybe wanted just some cheap stats so that he can try to pressure lanes a little bit better. Kill career easier.
Something
Dendi
efficient.
mid.
Rolling boulder forward. They got the silence. Dendi won't survive this. 30 seconds on the sideline. Lil's been seeing a lot coming, but they didn't see that. 4 heroes from Newbee group up. But as you mentioned, they'll need to bring 1 more hero for this. 4 will make it work, and the tier 1 tower mid will fall.
Yeah, SCCC is going the armlet build too, so he wants to just be able to scale. So they want to have that DK Razor become those really prominent heroes until later stages. General will get some chip damage bottom, and he will be going for that Dominator build. He does have it finished early, instead of rushing the Necro Book this game. Mid, Lil.
Courier, 2 hits. Fortification this time will be there.
Oh, he's just shy 2 damage.
He's going again. He's going again. He's going to actually...
He gets it.
He reaches it.
SCCC
might be able to do something here, but it's fine. Like, if you've managed to kill off that Courier, this has to be a worthwhile trade. And you're gonna burn Dragon Form to catch up to him. The Fate Bolt secure from Faith.
Definitely worth burning Dragon Form though. Now he can still just make a rotation toward top or to whichever lane that Na'Vi shows their heroes.
Yeah, that's gonna sit in mid instead. For now. No TP scroll on him, so decides to just take the farm instead.
Then he's got Veil finished up. So Veil plus Skywrath plus Chronosphere, they can kill pretty much anybody inside of that.
This really does, like I kind of made the joke about it before, like this is the old TI drop, right? Like and now when you got the Veil buff up, it's...
I mean, when you see Void and Skywrath, it's just like TI4.
Yeah, that's
just
it.
Rings an alarm in your head. So level 6 is already on the side of the 2 supports on Newbee. Lil, still just a bit shy for his track.
Dendi's on the hunt. That Observer Ward is absolutely perfect. They see everything. KP actually burns GA. Not quite certain if that was a misclick or not, but...
Looks like he was just afraid of the... I think the roar animation was coming out from General, and he like canceled it, so he just got a bit afraid. Kaka tries to pop a random dust to find Lil. Lil's just been parked in this whole area. Look at this, the wards that he's been placing. Look how deep that is. He's just, you know, I mean, he's just on courier duty.
It's beyond early warning system. Like, we'll know the blizzards are going to arrive 3 days before it actually gets here. Top tower's going to take a fall. Always nice when SCCC is able to find himself an illusion rune before his dragon form wears out.
Yep.
Bottom lane is where Na'Vi's adding the pressure. Crystallize with Chronosphere ready. And Lil to the front lines. So both Lil and the Beastmaster Hawk and the wards give so much information to Na'Vi. And KP, Riley starts his TP. They have to chrono him. And Mystic Flare, Omni Knight, one charges. He's still silenced for a while, and you cannot make him work for it.
Oh, if only Lil was 6 there, right? That bonus track money would be so nice. But they're still able to get the kill into a tower. So it's
That's
not
heavy TPs top. With the Veil, DK wants to add the pressure. Rubik is here. And there's already a buff up, but no real follow-through. You got Sonic Wave available.
There's heavy rotations coming from Newbee, too. With Kaka coming in, they can find kills easily.
They can close the distance. LeBron's already backing out.
They know
and he's
Chronos
behind the tower, but he's got Blink available.
They know Chronosphere is down, too, so dives aren't out of the question here.
This kick has to work. Meanwhile, Na'Vi are continuously pressuring the bottom lane. The Dominator creep with the rest of General. Only 2 points up in the Inner Beast aura, but he's got Crystallized with him, who's now completed up his Battle Fury.
They're not taking the tower nearly as fast, though.
Look at Kaka. He TPs in towards the shrine. They want to come from behind. He needs the perfect kick. They're going to go for General. A quick little time dilation from Crystallize. Not going to slow or stop this. General still dying very quickly.
That was a bit uncharacteristic from Kaka. He actually missed his Boulder Smash and missed his Magnetize, but they didn't really need it to get the kill. He just wanted to try to catch 2 heroes.
This is nice for Lil. Into Invis, pick up the haste rune. Get more information, get more bounty runes.
Got his Arcanes finished.
Yeah. Happy day for a bounty hunter. Maybe not so happy, like, net worth-wise, because both the supports of Na'Vi are still behind the supports of Newbee. Newbee just edging above 2K in the gold advantage. Just shy of it for the experience.
I think Na'Vi does need to continue that aggression constantly. They want to be able to abuse the track mechanic, and I think they have to pretty much use Sonic Wave at every single cooldown. Because if you look at the drafts, Newbee's draft is very strong at scaling, and Na'Vi's, sure they scale, but it's a lot on the Void.
They're coming to fight. That smoke's going to break. They've got to go be quick on the dust of the Sentry Ward. Lil reveals the gank coming in. The Hawk being positioned off to the east. But it's that Radiant Observer Ward. This is the reason why Newbee committed more TPs towards the mid.
And committed 3 Sentry Wards. One of them was a bit older, but they just put 2 down right afterwards when the bounties come in. So a bit of resources wasted.
They're actually really slow. They're checking the hills. They're expecting some aggressive vision from Lil, but Lil's been very elusive with those Observer Wards.
He might walk into this time, though. He just walks into range of the Sentry. I think Mugi got a slight glimpse of him for a moment. And they do see, you know, Crystallized positioned up top. They do have that ward.
Yeah.
Watching the movements of Na'Vi. So they're going to play away from it for now.
They're actually going to wrap around.
Yeah.
They still need easier detection. Like Sentry Wards, Dust. They're not burning straight away when Lil's on top of them, so they don't get the pick. So instead, okay, this is probably the easy way to get detection. Force them to fight underneath their own tier 2 tower. SEC adds the pressure. Crystallize doing the same up on top. They got catapults on either side.
They don't kill it as fast though on the side of Na'Vi. And the thing is that Newbee feels relatively safe here because they've got GA available and they've got the Omni Knight just sitting on the sidelines too.
Lil's waiting for that courier once more.
Uh-oh,
but
LeBron.
Newbee's being smarter about it. Yeah, LeBron's in a very hard place. So is the courier. They have to fortify it up. Dragon Tail stun will cancel the TP out from LeBron. So he'll end up going down. Arcane Bolt stolen by Rubik. No one to inflict it into as Na'Vi has retreated off the top lane. But they've done a lot of damage. 191 HP left on that tier 2. And courier. No. Are they actually using it to bait Lil?
It did look like at that time. It was just standing still. TP behind the tree line.
Oh, Kaka too late. He actually attacks before he kicks.
I don't think he expected him to actually just TP there. So Mugi, he is going to be going for BKB first item. So the repel will be getting thrown out on SCCC early on. And I think this is actually a really smart item because they don't really have any type of instant initiation on the side of Na'Vi. So if you do see the Void jump in and start growing, you just instantly pop BKB. And you actually won't die to the Skywrath and this Queen of Pain combo. Bottom, Dendi, getting stalked here.
A quick blink out, Kaka. Not a lot to work with, like the mana pool for him is quite low at the moment.
He's gonna back out. Only a 3K gold lead right from Newbee.
Yeah. It's still definitely balanced. 3K is nothing when you get a bounty on Navi's team. One good fight and this can be repaired. And that's why you've got Chronosphere. Kaka walks straight into them. There's your track already. Dendi coming to help out, so everyone gets a little bit more bonus. Do they Chrono? Yes, they do. Both Omni Knight plus Mugi caught. Who are they focusing? It's Omni Knight in the back line, but the stolen Chrono, it holds Dendi and LeBron in position, allowing Mugi to now turn around and fight. Dragon Knight to the front lines in Dragon form. They get the stun over on the Faceless Void. He's just out of range of the Sentry Ward, and do they have enough? Crystallized time walks out. The Sonic Wave damage is decent. Both sides taking casualties.
SCCC killed the book.
Where is it? No, SCCC actually can't get anything more. Killing the book means he has no more life yet to fight Na'Vi, and they take 3 kills out of this engagement.
The tracks start adding up.
I'm surprised that went that well. When you fight underneath one shrine, you get a stolen Chrono locking in 2 heroes. How did that go so well for Na'Vi?
Kaka had no mana, right? He died pretty much at the start of the fight. He's their big team fight here on the side of Newbee to really bring it back together for them. It actually was still looking okay for... Can they actually find Crystallize here?
Yeah, they do. That's a big one to get back. He still picks up his Shadow Blade before it, but decent money for Mugi.
They got great spell usage off on Newbee, too, in that fight. Like, he got the Repel on the Razor in the front lines, the Chrono Stone, as you mentioned. But yeah, it was really that Kaka's dead. That's their big team fighter. That's the way that they can set up and go for these kills inside the fights. Skyreth taunt.
It's so good, that one. I'm actually wondering, too, in that fight, if that's the reason why they switched to the Omni Knight. Like, you get the Repel on the front line hero, and then it's like, well... Like, because it felt like the first Chronosphere was very meh. Like, you couldn't just burst down the one hero that you wanted to go for. So switching targets halfway through this, and Na'Vi's still able to claim 3.
It was a great Sonic Wave by Dendi. He's clipped pretty much... He clipped like 3 or 4 heroes with it, and a Scream of Pain hitting Various as well.
Speaking of Dendi, rolling boulder forward. Kaka's got to hit the kick. Gonna miss it. Dendi juiced around the tree line. Defensive Yule Scepter's there, and silenced up. They hold him. I think they're just trying to stop Faith from getting the easy grab, but Faith has stolen Time Walk, so practical, cheap blink.
I like the KP's going Blink Dagger on Omni Knight too. Oh, this game is all about his positioning. If he can just get inside, get the Repel off on his teammates in the GA during the Chronosphere. He doesn't even need to now protect Mugi so much, because Mugi, we were mentioning, he's going for the BKB first. He's got it, so he's not going to get bursted easily. Not as easily as it is.
Yeah, he just survives. Lil, okay, Mugi.
Pops it right away.
Yeah, he just burns the BKB. He can keep the vision on Lil thanks to the static link. They need a little bit more. Breathe Fire's off position. Crystallize. The double Chrono's there. They're going to Mystic Flare him. And there goes Mugi. He's in trouble too. He's got 11 1 charges plus that armlet to toggle. But when Crystallize gets a time lock, here comes the help into Dragon form. They want to turn around. He's battling up against the Purge creeps as well as the Necro books. Who kills off what? General stolen Roared up, and he has to start his run away. Support is there from the Skywrath Mage. Finally, Kaka will get him with a pulled back boulder, but Crystallized once more. Where's that time lock? Won't find it, but here comes Dendi. Sonic Waves available. They'll kill off Faithful, will they? The time walk away. Now Dendi, there's a nice Sonic Wave still available for him. He'll have to blink forward and then just let it rip all over Faith. The track is over in SCCC. They know how deep they can go, but with the blinks up, Newbee able to retreat nice and quickly.
That was a misclick, right, from Mugi when he was chasing the bounty hunter. The initial BKB, I think he was just trying to phase drum and run at him. So that's pretty costly there. Sure, he wouldn't have gotten his BKB up before the Chrono anyway, because it was a Shadow Blade on the Void, but that definitely hurts them quite a lot, that momentum swing for Na'Vi.
Yeah, this is, like, the swing already started to kick down during that fight in the bottom lane previously, but while Newbee still regather their lane position, you've got a Faceless Void with a Battle Fury just farming up their entire Radiant jungle.
And they've claimed the top 2 net worth now.
Yeah. Faceless Void and Quap now very, I wouldn't say very comfortable, but they have the lead.
SCCC knows that he's got the Repel on the backsides, and he's going to be a bit greedy. He's going for the Halberd build, actually on the Dragon Knight. Dendi going to be going for that Orchid after the Yules.
Crystallize needs some help for this. KP just blinked up, but he blinks over towards Lil and LeBron. They don't see him. Newbee gonna 3-man smoke underneath their own tier 1 tower. And they're looking for a target too. Beastmaster's gonna reveal himself in mid lane. So they may just have a crack at him. Kaka, rolling boulder forward. Gonna miss the target. General moved a little bit further south, but then Yule Scepter from the ES puts General in the perfect spot, line him up, and kick him down.
Kill all his minions too.
No.
And they've got DK ult. They look like they want to threaten high ground here.
Yeah.
Sonic Wave is on cooldown.
You got one siege creep on 47 HP. It's enough to just start the siege. Force out fortification. Chronosphere is available. Sonic Wave, 30 seconds.
Gotta take advantage of when you get those kills.
Crystallize is waiting for it. They have Mystic Flare as well, but you see KP's position. He's so nicely in the back line that there's no way that Na'Vi can reach him.
Dendy's got Orchid nice and early, though. He could, in theory, he could actually find KP. Because look at Lil. He's stalking in the back lines trying to give info.
Yeah. They're not even going. They don't want to. Beastmaster's coming up in a second. 6 seconds till Sonic Wave. Now the jump. SCCT, he's the one to do it. Onto the Skywrath Mage. The kick is perfect from Kaka in the Plasma Field. It reaches just far enough forward. And no, again, Chronosphere stolen. It locks down Dendy. He'll go down to the Storm of Mugi. Well played indeed. 3 heroes lost for Na'Vi.
Faith coming in so clutch, but Crystallize giving up the Chrono again.
This is a huge blow. Huge blow. Mid-Rax is lost. They're rolling Boulder forward. Lil, your Scepter up. The buybacks coming in from the Beastmaster. Kick will hit the target. Even Dust connects onto Crystallize, so he can't just jump in. He can't jump in anyway. There's no Chronosphere. There's no control. There's no Raw. There's no Necro Books. There's no nothing for Na'Vi.
Oh, they have to wait for Dendy to respawn. He's their only real big teamfight aspect now that they don't have the Chrono available.
20 seconds.
I can't believe that turned that quickly.
You've still got another 3.5 minutes before you can get the fortification up, but Newbee, they're not going to take any chances. It's a straight disconnect out, and now we get the global orb.
Having those base wards there for Newbee, access them to be able to do all of that. Getting that instant jump on the Skywrath, forcing a reaction from Crystallize. Crystallize not getting that time dilation off before the Rubik steals the Chrono. Everything playing into Newbee's favor there.
Yeah. Just beautiful play. This is why I was so happy and excited when I saw like Faith onto a Rubik, Kaka onto an ES. Yeah, Kaka hasn't been on his game perfectly, but you know the synergy is still going to arrive. And now Na'Vi, they're not scouted out doing this. They're inside the pit, but oh, maybe they are! Kaka, he'll go in, the double magnetize, the double kick. Razor with the BKB is up too. They know what's up, they know what's going on. The Roar again stolen by Faith. He'll control General. Is there no ability this man can't control? The Mystic Flare might be able to kill him up. No, it won't. They jump up towards the Skywrath Mage after swiftly dealing with the Beastmaster. Na'Vi on the retreat. Crystallize even getting just hit up by the Prowlers. This is not his dream, and now Newbee with a half-life Roshan.
They were so confident to go in there too. Kaka had, I think he only had the one stone, because he rolled in and kicked the stone, and then he had nothing else. He just throws the magnetize. Crystallize though.
It's a little too early.
It's stolen again!
It's gonna catch Dendy. It's gonna catch Lil if he wants to put it down. Dendy, all they have to do is just control him. The static link is there. The double kick from Kaka. Na'Vi stoned to death. There goes your Chrono. Faith is killing solo in the middle of the Chrono. Everyone just sit there and watch.
Faith is on fire this game.
Oh yeah.
He stole Roar, what, 2-3 times? Stole Chrono 3 times? GG.
Spirit's broken, 25-minute call comes out, and Na'Vi, well...
You can't give Chrono that many times, to be honest. You've got time dilation. You have to be able to click it afterwards, especially versus something like Rubik. If you're not getting instantly disabled in the fights...
He had everything.
That's costly.
That's one of those stats you just wish you could pull out of the game. Like how many ultis was he able to grab so quickly after they were used? The Roars, I think there were three Roars,
stolen.
And there was like 4 or 5 Chronos stolen at the same time. It was, oh boy, Rubik is such a fantastic hero in Faith's hands, and the rest of the lanes just seem to just work for Newbee too.
Yeah, sure, like KP got punished, but he's an Omni Knight. They switched the lanes up. He got his levels. He's an Omni. All he really needs to do is have those levels. He got the blink at a nice timing too, so we saw when they went for that base dive, they got the Chrono on a couple heroes, and then he blinks past it, gets the repel off on the proper targets. They steal the Chrono. Game turns around so quickly. Newbee with their decision-making, they were on fire this game.
Yeah, the panel was talking about Newbee being that squad. Can they be consistent or not? Right now, it looks pretty consistent for game number 1, but consistency only happens when you can do it a couple of times over. Game 2, up in a bit.
Vodafone presents the post-match.
Right then, we are at least in good ground as far as one of our panel members is concerned, but there was a little bit of sweat in the middle of that game. I have to tell you, he was worried for a moment, but in the end, Newbee have brought it home and saved Will from having yellow hair. It's such a shame. I think he should double down personally.
You can feel that relief all over again, Blitz.
Never sweated at all.
You were worried though for a moment, weren't you? In
Dude,
the game?
there was a wild roller coaster of emotions going. Low key, I was in the back there, and I didn't want to seem afraid, but I was like, guys, it's okay. They're not gonna lose, and everyone's like, well, they're losing by like 2K.
Blitz kept saying that. He actually kept saying that. They're not losing. They're losing right now. Objectively.
Do you feel like that's given you more of an impetus to watch games now? Does that make it more exciting
It was
for you?
very entertaining. Like now that I'm out of the woods, it was very fun to watch. Because when you have anything on the line,
Yeah.
it's
That's what it's like.
Does make it more
That's
interesting.
what it's like every panel where you make a prediction. You're like, I better not look like a dumbass.
I don't care about that. Drafts are so random. Like oftentimes, like the better draft won't necessarily win. The better team sometimes will just outplay. It's a bit different in that, but.
Well, hypothetically, how did you feel about draft versus draft here?
I think draft versus draft, I felt as though Na'Vi had an okay draft. Like, this game was winnable. It just felt like they made a lot of mistakes. Lil played out of his mind. I think he sniped like 3 different couriers. He had really nice TP baits. But when it came to, it was this like one engagement where they smoked, they killed one hero, they took the high ground. And the amount of times that Faith stole Chrono and used it effectively. Yeah. It's not just the fact that he stole it, it was the fact that he churned a lot of these engagements that made this so difficult for Na'Vi.
Honestly, Crystallize, I think, screwed up a lot of this game. I feel like his Chronospheres were okay, but they definitely could have been better. But then the fact that you have an instant cast spell that you can throw off of Chronosphere, it's just like Doom, where you should never give up Doom in a competitive game like this because you have an instant cast spell. The fact that he gave up so many Chronospheres was a huge mistake by him.
Yeah, and look at this right here. He understands that they have enough damage for it.
I feel like Newbee did a really good job shutting down what Na'Vi could do to gain ground as well. They had this like 10-minute period where, yes, Lil was pressuring couriers, and yes, Newbee spent a lot of time trying to shut him down, but by doing so, it wasn't that bad for them. They spent time basically making sure Bounty doesn't accelerate, doesn't get track gold, maybe he gets a courier or 2, but nothing else was really happening in the meantime. Na'Vi's picking up items, farming, and yes, Dendy got a really fast Orchid, but in that Roche fight, he had to use it to silence the Rubik who stole Chronosphere. Like, that is not what you want to use your Orchid on. So it's like, as soon as like there's a Blink Dagger on the Omni Knight, he could just shut down Chronosphere combos or Roar combos with Skywrath Mage, and then all of a sudden Na'Vi's fights were just really hard.
Yeah, what did you make of the Rubik in that game as well?
I mean, if you look at Newbee, they have some of the best, like, individually skilled in their position players in the world, and one of them is Faith.
Yep.
Top 3 hard 5 positions. And he did amazing that game. So.
Yeah, it was great to watch, wasn't it? Always fun when you got a Rubik in the game. But
yeah,
a good
Rubik makes the game for a play-by-play caster.
Yeah, it's really fun.
You could tell Toby was having fun with that.
He definitely having fun in there. Will, just final thoughts on this game and sort of looking ahead a little bit to the next game. How did Na'Vi bounce back from that?
Well, when I did talk to them earlier, I said like, well, what's going on? They said, well, right now we just lack a little bit of experience because we were talking about the Fnatic game yesterday, and they said like if we had a little bit of more experience, maybe it would be okay. The downside of being on Na'Vi is that there's so many expectations that you sort of have to like perform at that level at all times, or people will just like tear you down. But you got to give these guys some time. Like they've had little to no practice. This is their first LAN experience as a group. They'll develop in time. This one felt like more of an experience loss than anything. Draft was reasonable. The play overall was okay. Crystallize probably underperformed a little bit, but I thought Na'Vi showed some promise here. It was just that one pick-off that led to the immediate racks like that. Newbee is a team that just blitzes you like that. No pun intended.
The thing is, Na'Vi fans...
Pun intended.
They were starved for so long. You know, Na'Vi fans are like, I think, some of the most dedicated in the world because they went through... It was like Moses in the desert, you know? Yeah. They suffered through that 40 years, you know? They just wandered through the desert for a really long time, and then it felt like this season there was that spark, you know? And immediately Na'Vi fans were like, we're back to tier 1 again. Like, that's what they really wanted. And so when Na'Vi suffers like this, naturally the team kind of gets torn apart by fans.
Not all is lost, Cap. Don't make it too hard on the Na'Vi fans, because there is still hope, and where there is hope, there are dreams, and dreams can still come true. They are 1-0 down, but this is a best of 3, ladies and gents, and we'll be back with game 2 after this.
They picked some pretty strong lanes. I think what they're trying to accomplish here is to go for those lane punishing heroes. Kaka actually rolls forward and takes the room from Dendy, so it looks like Newbee should be able to claim 3.
Newbee will claim 3. Yeah, KP just brute forced against both LeBron and Crystallize, but Elvis here, Lil rotated over. KP doesn't have another heal.
He buys 3 TPs. Now he's got 4 TPs. He didn't want to lose TPs.
Life was all